Thank you. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can anyone say that you can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you
Hello?
loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Thank you, thank you. Right. Good evening to everybody. My appreciation to the founder president of this organization, Dr. V.R.S. Sambat, the chairman of the reception committee, Mr. Abid Junaid in Dubai, and also the chairman of this session, Dr. Kalanidhi Veerasamy, and fellow speakers, Dr. Vanitha and Dr. Kalachelvam. Good evening, everybody. I was listening to part of Dr. Vanitha's talk. Excellent. She convinced even I should change into Ayurvedic. But madam, I thought ambassador and fate cards are gone, but they are still there in the form of Ayurvedic and Siddha medicines. In 1993, when the central government, headed by Narasimha Rao and Finance Minister Manmohan Singh, they opened the Indian market. And we've been globalized since then. So we enjoy foreign cars, foreign companies, foreign products, and then, but we still fighting with each other with the allopathic medicine. Allopathic medicine is, as you mentioned, Dr. Vanitha, is evidence-based, scientifically proven. So the problem is the people in India, education level is so low, and they listen to everybody and they believe everybody. So now we need to come to terms that we should have a uniform message to these people not educated much. So that's my first comment. Next, I just came back from Australia 5 weeks after the wedding of my son. On the way, I stayed a week in Chennai and Coimbatore. I saw Dr. Sambat. I was really struggling to come to the podium today because since I came 3 days ago, I've been operating all the 3 days. I'm glad allopathy at least helps in the way of surgery. Now, the topic today we have to cover is medical healthcare in India and medical tourism. I just briefly touch upon the healthcare in India and then move on to medical tourism. Now, for that, I like to give you a little bit of background, which I spoken to you in this podium a year ago. How much the government can spend for public health care free of charge. If you take Europe, USA, Australia, New Zealand, like so-called developed countries, they spend 10 to 12% GDP from the income. So they managed to run fairly successful public hospitals. Especially in UK, the public service is so good and it's free at delivery. But Indian government, both central and state, they spend only 1.5 to 2.5% of GDP. So not enough money for the population we have 1.4 billion. As a result, the government indirectly, they are encouraging private healthcare jumping in. For instance, Apollo Hospital started as one in 82. Now they have nearly 40 hospitals, and so on. And people in India, they can set up private hospital and run a successful business. I think being a world conference on economic situation, please allow me to touch the marketing and financial gain. And doctors in India, they know the trick of the trade. So they know how to get into the government and important people to get all those licenses. You need 15 licenses to set up an allopathic hospital. But people like, in this platform, this covers a lot of countries, Tamil population, including doctors. But if these doctors in this platform, if they want to set up a hospital in India, they can't go to 15 different departments and get the license. So I brought it as an issue in 2009 during the first MDS economic conference. And that time, we had the chaired by Dr. Kalanadi Veeraswamy's father, Mr. Arkad Veeraswamy as a minister. And he mentioned, at that time, Honorable Stalin was the deputy chief minister. At that time, they brought the issue, doctor, don't worry, we are bringing the single window policy. Single window, gentlemen, a guy from UK or USA or from Mauritius or from Guyana, we have delegates from all those countries, who comes and set up a hospital. There is a single person and he does all the work for you. All right. I thought, oh, this is a genius, is an excellent idea. Oh, it's going to revolutionize for foreign doctors to come in. But ladies and gentlemen, 14 years on, we haven't made any progress. Now, I put it to Dr. Kalanidhi Maran last year to take it on board to the government level. And he's part of the ruling party. I'm not sure whether he has done anything so far, but at least Dr. Kalanidhi, he should take it forward. Like what Apollo Reddy has done in 1993. 1993, Apollo Reddy took few MPs with him, went to Delhi and said, hospital is an industry. So please treat us as companies so that we can raise finance and build a nice hospital. Before that, they all run as charities. But from Apollo 1993 onwards, the hospitals are run as companies. So that is a remarkable milestone. So Dr. Kalanidhi Veeraswamy, I think you must set up a similar milestone, bringing this single window policy as an existing opportunity for doctors, foreign doctors. We have a lot of people in this platform. The ex-president of Mauritius, I don't know whether he's in the audience, Mr. Vayapuri Parameswaram, ex-president of the Guyana, Mr. Moses Veeraswamy Nagamuttu, and they can raise the fund just like that. And people like me can lead that project. So now 9 times we have done this conference. Dr. Sambat and Dr. Kalanidhi Veeraswamy, please come forward and then make way for a new hospital, and that we can name as MDS hospital. So that's my healthcare interest side of it. Then the medical tourism. Again, I'm going to be very pessimistic about it and negative about it. I've been working on medical tourism for the last 15, 16 years. I even sent patients from London to PAG hospital in Coimbatore. But that's for only diagnostic purpose. They went for CT scan and then a simple blood test and things like that. But somebody from outside India, if they're coming for an operation, heart operation, or kidney transplant, whatever, they don't really enjoy the holiday. They want to make themselves better. So that's the first attitude. I think Dr. Vanida mentioned about attitude. I looked at Google. Google says there's a Tamil word for attitude. It's called anugumurai. I don't know whether Dr. Vanida will accept that. So attitude of the patients is like that. Do I need a holiday before my heart is fixed, or before my kidneys change, or before my liver is fixed? So that attitude is not very good for a medical tourism. Secondly, patients with the illnesses coming from abroad, they have to go to the general passport side, and takes longer time to get the visa. And the Indian government is talking about this for 20 years, but they haven't eased up. They haven't made the getting visa easy for sick patients. So that's the second thing we need to look at it. I mentioned this last year. And thirdly, we should have a hospital which should be recognized by foreign insurance companies. Foreign insurance companies from Western world, they need what they call JCB requirements. Joint Commission International, it's called, and it's set up in World Health Organization. They have to visit the hospital and give certificate to send foreign patients to these hospitals, which Apollo is trying for a long time. They couldn't get it. And the Indian government then introduced similar setup. It's called NABH, National Accreditation Board. I think a lot of hospitals, they've got National Accreditation Board. If they're not, they really, some of the hospitals have been shut. You heard about the tragedy in Calcutta, where they didn't have a NABH certificate, and the fire broke out and patients died. So perhaps, Dr. Kalanidhi Maran, I put another request for you this year. So not only single window policy through the government, but also the NABH should be accredited by the JCB. Come for
reconnect பண்ண முடியுமா?